the simulation sessions, and now we will continue our journey where we left yesterday. And first of all, we need volume. We will fast forward these candles, and first of all, we will look at higher time frames. And if I look at monthly candle in first trading day, we dropped around 250 pips in monthly. If I look at weekly time frame, uh, maybe we are creating this lower wick down for prices to potentially push up later on. And if I look at daily time frame, I can see that the daily candle has broken below previous daily candle low. Also, we are approaching an important area of 1803, which is a support area. So in my anticipation, we can create a support in this area, and maybe we can retrace a little bit, but that is too early to say. Now we will move, continue pushing. All right, first of all, we need volume, we need clean range to potentially execute a trade. And if I look at M30, if we break above this area, we can continue pushing up, but the H1 volume is not as expected. So I will just fast forward, and in the meantime I am also looking at if we can find some potential opportunities. And all right, at this point there is a volume in M30 time frame, uh, in M15, in M30. In M30, if we break below 1802, we can potentially do this 25 pip of range. So I will see if I can get that move. And if I just need to fast forward this. Alright, at this point M15 candle has broken below previous M15 candle low. We are also approaching a support area at 1803 area. If we break below this area, we can push potentially down in this 50 pips of range. So, and also this hourly candle is closing in 5 minutes, so I will see how this H1 candle will close. And if we break below this M30 candle, M5 candle, I will execute a D grade setup, because and I will wait. Alright, we are breaking below this area in last few seconds. Alright, at this point, in 6 seconds, this is the move in 6 seconds, which is around 2 pips. And at this point, I will execute a B grade setup with 0.06. Actually, it is an A grade setup, but there are wicks to the left and the volume is not as expected, so I will just execute a B grade setup. And yeah, no, let's let it move. All right, we moved down in first few seconds and came back inside the range. And at this point, there is no point of holding this trade, and move stop loss above previous candle high. And now we will wait. All right. are now again breaking below the lows. This is where I will again execute my B grade setup, and for A grade setup I need to wait a little bit. I may execute an A grade setup in here also. Alright, now if we break below this area on next candle, that I will be executing an A grade setup, but for now candle has closed bullish, which I essentially don't like. So maybe I will lower risk on this current B grade setup. I will re-add this risk back once we break below these M30 candle lows. Once we break below M5 candle lows, and yeah, this is what I exactly want, and now I will wait. Let's see if we can break through this area for prices to potentially keep pushing down. But in M1 time frame the price action is not right, but I am waiting for M5 candle to close. The previous M5 candle closed bullish and the next closed bearish. There is still pattern in M5 time frame, but the volume is not right for these B grade and A grade setup, because in these setups don't want prices to we don't want candles to consolidate in H1. This is a straight consolidation. I will close this trade and I will only let a C grade trade play out. And on the other hand, we are also ready for buys, maybe buys, but we need to wait for this M5 candle to close. Alright, M5 candle has closed, and if we break above 1804 we can continue pushing in this 10 pips range. As the range is not enough, I will not execute and I will just fast forward this candle. Alright, the next M5 candle touched that area that I was anticipating, and I will move forward one candle. And now at this point M30 candle has closed. In M30 we are breaking above previous candle high in H1, and if we can break above these wicks we can push in this 58 pips of range. And yeah, but at this point I will not execute. I will wait for one more candle, and the candle all pushed up, but there is no support formation for me to execute a trade. Alright, at this point we are approaching an important area, although there is no support formation, but I will execute this trade as D grade setup. Once we find a support, I will again execute a trade with B grade or A grade setup. For now we need to wait. Alright, we are breaking above this important area, and we are 2 minutes down this M5 candle, but I will just wait. I want a support formation to execute my other trade. Yeah, so the M5 candle has broken below previous M5 candle low. At this point it is a D grade setup because I knew that these things can happen, and I will now just wait for M5 candle to close. Alright, M5 candle has closed. Now at this point it is important to look at a lot of things. If I look at M30 candle, we created an upper wick. And if I look at H1 candle, the price broke above 1807 area, came back down, but it is a still consolidation. M5 candle, there is no wick to the left, there is volume in 1 minute time frame. If we break below these lows we can move in this 18 pips of range. I will trade this as a C grade setup by placing this entry and 13 pips of stop. Let's see how it rolls out. All right. If if we if we break above previous M1 candle high, that's where I will close my entire position, and now I will let it run. The only reason I am executing this trade because there is lack of volume, and H1 candle and M30 candle break above an important consolidation area, move back down inside the range. That's why I executed this trade, but it was a risky trade. Now if we break above previous M5 candle high, I should be out. Yeah, at this point there is no point of holding this trade, and now we will wait for. Now the hourly candle has closed, H1 candle has closed. If we break above this H1 candle, I will execute a trade, and other than that I will just wait. Alright, we are pushing down, we are breaking below important M5 candle range. This is where I will execute a trade, although the volume is very small, but still this trade makes sense. Alright, the M5 candle pick up our sell stop. I should have placed it little bit lower and moved back inside the range, which is 8 pips of drawdown. I will close everything at this point, and now if as we are breaking below this area, I will give that trade a second chance, and now I will wait. Alright, we got stopped out. We are just consolidating. Now M30 candle has closed bullish. It is very important. At a very important point, if we break above this M30 high, I there should be a position, and now we will just wait. Now I am just waiting for prices to either break below 1803 area or above 1807 area. I will just fast forward, and no, just patience is required. Hmm, the H1 candle has closed bearish. There is consolidation in the H1 time frame, but I am looking to execute a sell below 1802 area. Maybe I can find something. Alright, I fast forward read this candle, and it broke below the area of concern, the area I was looking at. Now I need to see how can I execute on this trade. Potentially there wasn't any potentially there wasn't any confirmation other than the fact that if we break below this area we can continue pushing down. mm, yeah, this trade makes sense, but based on the fact that the M30 candle the bullish M30 candle and the next M30 candle failed to break below this wick, so maybe the prices can continue pushing down. It was solely uh, based on that fact, and yeah, now we will wait. M5 candle has closed. At this point, I want to execute one more position because this is not a right position, and also I want to see how can I manage risk on this position, and where can prices potentially drop. If we break below this low, I will execute. Yeah, at this point, if we break through this area again, I will execute this setup as a B grade setup. And on the other hand, I am looking at how can I manage risk better on the running trade. Yeah, we have broken above this area, so I will just close this trade because at this point the trade is now invalid. Alright, now the issue becomes we broke below an important area, we moved back up. H4 candle also broke above that area and we moved back up. So if this thing is a fake out, maybe there is probability that if we execute a buy position by placing a 20 pip stop, we can continue pushing up, and yeah, the buy position got active, and let's see what happens next. Now I am planning to execute buys above 1807 area. H1 H4 candle also turned bullish. It is about to close in 30 minutes. So let's see what happens on this H4 candle, and we also need to look at daily. In daily time frame, yeah, maybe we are creating a spot at 1800 area, maybe. Yeah, this spot, and we retested this spot, and maybe the daily candle can continue pushing up, but oh sorry, I need to re-add back daily, and yeah, now we will just wait, and at this point I don't want any buy stop or sell stop, and M30 candle has closed bullish, H1 candle is turning bullish, and now I need a pattern above 1807 area to potentially execute B grade or A grade setup, and our position is in 17 pips profit. We are not concerned for now, and at this point yeah, I will wait for one more candle. Now, now the idea now the idea becomes M15 candle has closed with a rejection. It has again failed to break above our area of interest 1807 area. Now we will just wait. I have lowered my stop loss on this trade, but we will see what happens. Alright, M5 candle has closed bullish, and H1 candle is closing in 10 minutes, and if we break above this M5 candle, this area, can we can I execute a trade by placing this stop? Yes, I will execute a trade. Break above previous M5 candle high. I will execute with 0.03 lot C grade setup, and I will re-add back my risk once we break above 1807 area, but I need to see how the H4 and H1 candle will close. Alright, alright. Now if we break above 1807 on next H4 candle, we can push up at least 50 pips. M30 candle has closed with little to no interest. Again, if we break above this area, we can push up, and H1 candle has closed inside the range, so we need to wait. Although I am executing a trade, but I should avoid these sort of setups on my real account because the probability of it working out is low, and I will take into consideration the spread. And yeah, this is what I want, and I will wait for a few more candles. Yeah, M15 candle has created a support, and now we are breaking above. At this point I will execute a position. Now I will just wait because these positions are still in consolidation, so I am not risking like it was essentially a B grade setup, but it is still inside a range, and still there is some action need to be performed before I can execute a trade. Although the trade worked out, but it is low probability trade, the second one trade. And the first trade was okay, but the TP for this trade was only to this area. I held this trade and I lowered my risk in an anticipation we can push up, but let's see what happens. Alright, we have created a resistance at 1807 area again. Now if we break above this resistance on current M5 candle only, then there is probability we can potentially keep pushing up. Now we need to wait. Alright, M5 candle has closed bullish, and M30 has also closed bullish, which essentially means there is probability for prices to keep pushing up, and I want to see how can I, yeah, at this point what do I want to execute. We are breaking above this area in first 1 minute, so I will wait for this 1 minute candle to close. 1 minute candle has closed, it has closed bullish above all the area to the left, and there is probability for prices to keep pushing up. I will essentially trade it as a B grade setup, but I will place a buy stop little bit above 15 pips of stop, and yeah, we have broken above, our buy stop got active. I'm looking to book TP at 1810 area, but there is lot of problems in here. We need to wait for M5 candle to close. Alright, M5 candle has closed bullish, and actually this B grade setup wasn't right because it was right because based on M5 time frame we are breaking above an important area, but let's see what happens. I'm not anticipating prices to break this M1 structure in M1 time frame. Other than that, I am holding this trade. Alright, M5 candle has closed bearish. Still we are respecting this structure in M1. If let's see, we shouldn't break below this area for this bias to work out. If that happens, I will take my stop loss. Yeah, we are breaking below that area. Maybe not. I am moving to the next candle. We got stopped out, and at this point I should close everything. And now we are just waiting for prices to break above this wick at 1808 area for wait a second. As we have created this wick, H4 also created this wick, M30 also created this wick, and there is probability for prices to keep pushing on down. I will execute this setup as a grade setup, and placing a stop loss of 10 pips. There is probability we can push down till 1801 area, which is around 27 pips away. So let's see how it plays out. M5 candle has closed. Now I will adjust my stop loss above this M5 candle, and we should continue pushing down if I am right in my anticipation. Other than that, we will just see. Alright, I am forwarding this by one candle. Alright, we have approached our potential take profit zone, and I should adjust my TP also at this area, because I don't, yeah, and I will just fast forward. Alright, TP got hit, one more candle, and M30 candle has closed bearish below all these areas. Now I want to execute below this wick in M15. It will be a C grade setup. Essentially not. I will wait for one more candle. Now if we break below these lows, I will execute a C grade setup, and yeah, there is consolidation again in M1 time frame. Maybe we are not interested in moving down, so I will be waiting. Alright, we have broken above M15 high, M5 high, so just one more candle. Alright, at this point there is a lot of consolidations, and M30 candle close bullish. If we break below this M30 low, I will be adding a position. Now as M30 candle has broken above and then moving down, so at this point I want to execute a 0.01 lot degrade setup, and I will move by next one. Alright, now we are breaking below important M30 low and H1 low. I shouldn't fast forward the previous candle. Wait a second, because this is an important candle. We need to look at it, how it formed, as we are breaking below. Now there is my sell stop based on M30 time frame, and If I look at M15 candle create an upper wick and now it is moving down. Maybe I should execute a position right in here based on the volume, and this the position to the downside is little bit risky, so for now I don't know if I should execute on through this position or I should pass on this position. Maybe after watching a recap I will have a better understanding. The yesterday video helped me in a lot of ways. I executed this A grade setup based on the yesterday's video recap, else I wouldn't be able to execute onto this setup. Now we just need a patience. I am anticipating we should break below 1800 area, which is also a daily candle low. Yeah, daily candle low. So a little bit of patience is required. The first half of this M30 candle is now closed. M15 candle closed bearish, and wait a second. No, just patience. Alright, now I need to look at where I should take my TP, so I will zoom out on this M5 time frame. I should be out at 1798 at all cost. At all cost. At all cost. And yeah, there is no point of holding cells for below 1798 area. If I look at M30, yeah, there are a lot of problems, as there are a lot of problems because we are approaching a potential support zone. I will be managing my risk in based on M5 time frame, and I will also book some profits. All right, I need to move back a minute. So at this point, if I look at, we are approaching an important area, so this is the point I should take some profits out. Profits out. So at this point I am willing to take profits out of this trade, but I will put an SL above M1 candle high. I am managing this based on M1, and close one position, or I will break even one position, and I will break even this, close this. Yeah, now I will wait. Second position got stopped out, and now I will be waiting. We are still heading towards high volume times. Yeah, you see we got rejected from 1798 area, so I was pretty much right in taking profits above that M1 candle high, and still there is probability we can keep pushing down. Now I need to see how to execute a sell. Alright, if I look at M15 time frame, I can see we are creating a support. If we break below this support, we can continue pushing down, but now the question is, should I execute below this M15 low or the previous M15 candle low? So the answer is I should execute below this M5 candle low, as we haven't broken below the M15 candle low in first 10 minutes of this M15 candle, so I am little bit concerned, and Let's see if we can break below this low. No, we didn't break below this low, but still based on M30 time frame and based on volume, I will execute once we break below these lows based on M5 time frame, M30 time frame. And please notice that as I need to execute a trade based on smaller time frame, so I also need a price action in smaller time frame. Fast forwarding one candle, two candle, and three candle. So we haven't broken below the lows, but we have broken above the highs. So that essentially means, which essentially means we can either consolidate, but I need to wait. Alright, we got stopped out, and there is no buys, no sells, and M30 candle closed bullish. Still there is some probability we can push down, and if we break above this high, should I execute buys for this 31 pips and M15 volume? So I need to see if we can break above this high, and then I will decide if I want to execute buys. uh, Even though we are breaking above these highs, I am not willing to execute a trade. The reason, I executed a buy trade right in here, but I am not executing on buy trade in here. The reason being, so the whole reason is, in here M5 candles are closing side by side, but in this case the scenario is different. So I didn't execute a buy trade, and now we will wait. We are again forming a pattern for buys. Maybe they are enticing me to execute a buy position, but I will wait. Yeah, so that buy trade do essentially worked out. H4 candle closed above this area. Now there is very high probability that if we break above 1807 area, we can continue pushing up. But for that, I need some solid confirmation based on M1 time frame. Based on M1 time frame, I can see there is volume. If we break above this area 1807 area without creating a support, I want to execute a C grade setup. If it creates a support and resistance, I will execute it as a B grade setup. But still there is a wick in M30 time frame to the left, and maybe we can get a support formation later on, so I will be waiting. So you see, we moved up all the way, and the candles closed 20 pips below from that high. So that's why I wasn't executing this trade. I should avoid this C grade also. Now at this point, we have created a support, but there is a rejection to the upside, and in M1 we are moving up, but I can't see a breakout volume. In M15 there is no support yet, so I need to see, we can push up, but I am not willing to execute. Yeah, now if we break above this setup, this area, this will be a B grade setup, and I will execute. Alright, at this point M15 candle has broken and closed below previous M15 candle, and in M30 there is still probability that on next candle we can push up, but for now there is no buys. We need to wait for 15 minutes to execute a buy position. Alright, I will yeah, at this point M30 candle has closed bullish. It didn't break below previous M30 candle high, and we it has approached that victory rejection at 1810 area. Now, alright, as the H1 candle has closed above all the rejections, at this point I will execute 0.06 lot, no, zero point 0.1 lot A grade setup, although there is no support formation. But if I look at it, I can see we are breaking, the M15 candle has closed above the resistance area, closed above the support it created, so that's my reason to execute it as a B grade setup by placing a stop loss below M15 candle high. And now if it break, I'm expecting candle to create a lower wick first before moving up, but it moved in first 1 minute. But and that's exactly no problem if it is moving above in first 1 minute. At this point I will just adjust my stop loss and let it run for a potential take profit of at least 1815. And now we will wait. Although there is probability that this M5 candle can move all the way back inside the range, but I am well prepared for that. Now, should I fast forward? Yeah, I am looking at M1 time frame to manage my stop loss. Other than that, I am good. You see, M1 didn't actually it break below the low, but it didn't. Now it is breaking below the lows. Now I need to manage my stop. As I need to manage my stop, I need to see where. Yeah, if we are to move up, there is no point for candles to touch my stop loss. But it seems like the idea has already failed, so I will take 50% out of my position. Yeah, alright, I got stopped out. Mm, now we will wait. There is a support formation at 1806 area. If we break through this support, maybe we can continue pushing down in the 65 pips range, but I need to wait for that. Alright, M15 candle has closed like this. If on the next M5 candle I will give my trade a second chance. We have broken above previous candle high, but there was nothing for me in here to execute. Actually, I made a mistake in the previous candle, the previous A grade trade. If I look at H1 candle has closed bullish right in here, and and M30 has also closed bullish, and we have so many bullish candles, and the price broke above this area in first few minutes. It went in 15 pips profit before hitting my stop. So there is an issue because we created a deeper wick based on M30 and H1 time frame. So I need to figure out how to trade that sort of setups, but for now I don't know how to trade those sort of setups. I want a support formation in here to execute a trade. Other than that, I will just let it pass. if I look at this pattern, I can see the M30 candle has created a lower wick in first 5 minutes of candle, so maybe there is probability for prices to keep pushing up, but I can execute it as a B grade setup, and let's see if our anticipation is right, if the trade got active. Again, I made a mistake. I should have placed my buy stop a little bit higher. The spread picked it up, and there is still 50 pip of range where we can essentially move. And also I have found an A grade setup in here. I will execute. Yeah, we are moving up, but the question is, where is my trade, A grade trade? And if I look at in M5 time frame, in M15 time frame, we are creating a support. There is high probability for a an SL in here. Yeah, I should take an SL right in here. And yeah, I got stopped out. I knew that. Alright, M30 candle closed bearish, and the next M30 candle is breaking below the lows. Maybe there is probability for prices to push in this 42 pips of range, but the issue is lack of volume. But still I will execute it as a C grade setup. Yeah, there is little to no probability for this trade to work out. Yeah, I knew that I should close this and move to the next candle. So here is the trick. Today I am down around 20 US dollars on my trades, and if I look at M5 time frame, we moved up around 160 pips, but I was unable to take even a one trade on this day. So I need to figure out what how can I trade this sort of setups. So this video is important, although we haven't made any profits in past 2 days, but it is an important video. I need to figure out, because I have seen these sort of setups playing out for most of times, but in most cases I am unable to book profits on this type of setup, this type of day. So I will now exit. If I look at my history, I need to see how many trades I took today, and how many how how much US dollars I lost. So today is 4th of January. Moving from here, this is like 10 US dollars loss, 20 US dollars down, 30, 30, and 6 US dollars down, and 8 profit, 8 loss, minus 8. Yeah, I lost around 20 US dollars today, but we need to figure out how we can capitalize on these type of days where we move straight up. Also, I want to share something. If I look at M5 time frame, I executed on this buy trade, but I didn't execute it on this buy trade. I didn't execute it on these buy trades. And I was thinking that there is little to no volume in moving up, so I will not execute. But again, price pushed around 120 pips. I anticipated volume on this trade, I executed, but in here I was unable to spot volume, although the volume wasn't there, but still we moved up. So I need to figure out the reason why we moved up with low volume today, and maybe in daily time frame there is some clue. There is no clue at least that I can spot for today. And if I look at H4, once the H4 candle break above 1808 area, placing a stop loss below that H4 candle around 27 pips, we should continue pushing up. And if I look at yeah, in here by placing the stop, we can continue pushing up. Right in here by placing the stop, but the issue becomes, although I took those trades, but no profit is made on my side. So in future maybe I was able to figure out why and how to trade these sort of setups, but I can't figure it for now. So at this point, take care, have fun, and I will see you next time.